Last night, I was expecting Wemby to be the best defensive player on the floor. That happened to be Luca. 5 steals, 2 blocks. Luka Dončić all over the place making the impact. I'm saying, Luka is really out here. And he's playing with this type of force, and he's on a mission. And we talk about the revenge tour. Yes, that was a prime example last night.
The NBA hoped it would never happen, that Luka Dončić would stay complacent, maybe out of shape, just talented enough to flirt with greatness.
Play a little basketball.
They do this. Conley the bump. Doncic hits, foul call. He's got 14 in the first quarter.
But never fully claim it. But after a trade no one saw coming, a transformation no one believed possible, and a start to the season that's already rewriting the record books, Luka Dončić is becoming the nightmare the NBA always feared, and he's doing it in the purple and gold. With every game, Luka keeps making the Dallas Mavericks look dumber and dumber. The trade of Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and the Lakers' 2029 first-round pick for Maxi Kleber, Markieff Morris, and Luka freaking Dončić already looked like one of the worst deals in league history. Already after what Luka did last season, how he clicked with the Lakers, that trade might have just cemented itself as the worst in NBA history. And with the way Luka's playing right now, we might have to invent a whole new category of awful. First off, the Mavericks completely failed to squeeze the Lakers for everything they could. Just 1 pick and no Austin Reeves coming back to Texas for a 5-time All-NBA talent in his prime, that's laughable. And to literally add insult to injury, Anthony Davis, who Nico Harrison specifically targeted as the centerpiece of the return, showed up to camp noticeably out of shape, somehow still refuses to acknowledge his best position is center, not power forward, and he's already in street clothes after injuring his calf in just the second game of the season. Guess what, Nico? Davis has never been a model of great health. Max Christie, a solid contributor on a mismatched Dallas squad that's crying out for more offense, but come on, they traded Luka Dončić. But they didn't just give up on their superstar, they handed the Lakers a dynasty in waiting. But enough of that. The Mavericks and their fans already know what they've done. Let's shift back into the positive and appreciate the true generational talent that is Luka. Because what happens when one of the most talented, skilled, and competitive players on the planet gets a fire lit under his admittedly overweight behind after a mid-season knife-in-the-back trade? He sets out on a revenge tour and transforms his body in the off-season. At 26, Luka made a decision to shed pounds and sharpen his focus in the weight room. He started paying closer attention to his diet too. Since early June, he was on a consistent intermittent fasting plan and attacking the gym twice a day, probably more locked in than at any point in his professional career. His physiotherapist, Javier Barrio, noted that Luka's lower body strength and balance are exceptional. His legs are incredibly powerful, and his low center of gravity makes him almost impossible to move once he sets himself. It's true, Doncic has always been a highlight machine.
Little spin move, but the shot wouldn't go down. He rebounds his own miss. He's going to go back up. He fakes Gobert out. Oh, man, Wesley Matthews, you should see the smile on his face.
Not because of explosive dunks, but because of his shot making, passing, and the way he drives at defenders, getting them off balance and out of position. Now imagine that same Luka, but lighter, quicker, and stronger, with better endurance, mobility, and durability from serious strength training and shedding the extra weight. That's a scary thought for the entire NBA. But before showing off his new frame in the Lakers' purple and gold, Luka decided to test drive it on the international stage at the 2025 EuroBasket tournament, and Doncic dominated. He carried Slovenia all the way to the quarterfinals before a narrow loss to eventual champions Germany. Luka led the entire tournament in scoring with 34.7 points per game, including 42 points in a round of 16 win over Italy and a 39 apiece against France and Germany. He earned all tournament team honours for the second time in his career. His first came back in EuroBasket 2017 when he helped Slovenia win the title. Beyond the scoring, he averaged 8.6 rebounds, 7.1 assists, and an eye-popping 2.7 steals per game, which tied for the best mark in the tournament. Lakers president of basketball operations, Rob Pelinka, loved what he saw, telling ESPN.com, "Luka's play in EuroBasket made it clear to the entire basketball world that he's on that incredibly short list of best player on the planet candidates, if not at the top." And Luka didn't waste any time proving Pelinka right. Everyone watching could see it. Luka Dončić was faster. In his first 2 preseason appearances for the Lakers, it was clear the off-season work had paid off. The team eased him back to full-game fitness after his heavy EuroBasket workload, but even in limited minutes, the difference was obvious. Head coach JJ Redick said Doncic is in a clearer headspace this season, mentally balanced, emotionally locked in, and playing with total freedom. But even with Luka finally settled in Los Angeles, the Lakers' 25-26 season started with turbulence. LeBron James, one of Luka's childhood idols and now his teammate, was sidelined with sciatica, leaving Doncic to carry the Lakers on his own to start the year. And Luka turned it into a statement. He opened the season with 43 points against the Golden State Warriors, then followed it up with 49 in a win over Minnesota Timberwolves, 92 points in 2 games. That's the most ever by a Lakers player through the first 2 games of a season, surpassing Jerry West's 81 points back in 1969. It also pushed Doncic past Michael Jordan for the 4th most points in the first 2 games of a season in NBA history. Even after missing 4 games early on, Luka found his rhythm instantly and on a historic scale. In his first 5 games, he's totaled 200 points, 55 rebounds, 46 assists, 10 steals, and 3 blocks.
Doncic looking. Castle right with him. Doncic a 3. Puts it in! Luka Dončić from downtown!
Luka's currently the first player ever to start a season averaging at least 40 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists through the first 5 games, according to the Real Sports app. His actual averages, 40 points, 11 rebounds, and 9.2 assists on 50% shooting. Look, the Lakers have seen greatness before. West, Kareem, Magic, Kobe, LeBron. But what Doncic is doing right now, it hits different. Every possession runs through him, and he's somehow always in complete control. Never forcing anything, just letting the game come to him. Just look at his most recent game, a 118-116 win over the San Antonio Spurs. Luka put up 35 points, 13 assists, 9 rebounds, 5 steals, and 2 blocks. A stat line no Lake has ever recorded in a regular season game. And he did it against a team with Victor Wembanyama on the floor. The beauty of that performance wasn't in the numbers, it was how he managed the game. He didn't even shoot particularly well, going 9 of 27 from the field, just 33%. But for Luka, that hardly mattered. He hit every shot that counted, including a clutch 3 with 2 minutes 31 left. Here's the thing about watching Luka operate right now. He's seeing plays develop 3 steps ahead of everyone else on the court. Take this sequence against the Heat in the first quarter. Luka gets the ball on the right wing, surveys the defense for a second, and immediately sees Rui Hachimura's defender cheating too far in the paint. Without hesitation, Luka whips a cross-court sling pass all the way to the opposite corner where Rui's sitting wide open. Catch and shoot, nothing but net. 3 points. There's literally nothing you can do about that. That's just pure court vision and anticipation. And if you think that's impressive, check out what he did to Bam in the Miami Heat game last week. Luka gets the ball at the top of the key, Bam's guarding him, and Bam's one of the best defensive big men in the league, right? Doesn't matter. Luka hits him with a nasty crossover, Bam's completely off balance, leaning the wrong way. Luka just glides past him like he's not even there and finishes an easy layup at the rim. He made it look effortless. That's what dropping weight and adding lateral quickness does for you. Defenders who used to be able to stay in front of him are now getting cooked. The records don't stop there either. According to Opta stats, Doncic has either scored or assisted on 311 total points through 5 games, the most by any player to open a season in NBA history. That number separates him from everyone else. What we're watching right now is the start of something historic. Luka Dončić isn't chasing the legacy of Laker greats, he's building his own. One game, one record, one ridiculous performance at a time. And it makes you wonder, what if the player the Mavericks tried to downplay has already entered his legacy-defining phase? When you dive deeper into the advanced tracking numbers, things get even scarier. And that best version of Luka yet line stops sounding like hype and starts sounding like an understatement. Doncic has been absolutely cooking off the dribble, ranking just behind Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and teammate Austin Reeves in total points scored on drives to the basket. His touch around the rim is ridiculous right now, a career best 67.2% inside the arc, including 85% at the rim. And he's punishing teams at the free throw line too, hitting 78.9% while getting there more than ever before. That consistency has more than made up for a slow start from deep. After 5 games, Luka's true shooting percentage sits at 63.6%, which could easily be the highest mark of his career. Just imagine when those threes start falling at his usual clip. The only players who've ever combined for this kind of usage rate and true shooting efficiency are James Harden in 2019-20, Joel Embiid in 2021 and 22-23, and Giannis Antetokounmpo last season. That's the company he's keeping right now. And Luka's not just scoring. As well as leading the league in points, he's 5th in assists per game and 6th in points created via assist, all while handling one of the heaviest offensive loads in the NBA. 1st in usage rate, touches, and time of possession, with the ball in his hands 45% of the time he's on the floor. Yet somehow, he's posting the lowest turnover rate of his career, just 11.3% of the possessions he uses. The fact that his assists are up and his turnovers are down, a lot of that comes from the chemistry Luka's building with his bigs, DeAndre Ayton and Jackson Hayes. Having 2 huge rim-running threats who draw constant defensive attention opens up even more room for Luka to operate in that mid-range and floater game he's so good at. He's hitting nearly 2/3 of his floater range paint shots and half of his mid-range looks. Add in legitimate catch-and-shoot threats on the perimeter, Rui Hachimura and Jake LaRavia, who have both been lighting it up from deep, and what you get is one of the most efficient offensive systems in basketball. Including plays where Luka sets up a teammate to shoot, the Lakers are scoring 1.185 points per play out of a Doncic pick and roll, the 4th highest rate of any player to finish at least 50 plays this season, according to Synergy Sports. Only Jaylen Brown, running mate Austin Reeves, and Ryan Rollins of the Bucks have been better. For context, Luka's previous career high in pick and roll production was 1.157 points per play back in 23-24 when he led the Mavericks all the way to the NBA Finals. Right now, the Lakers rank 6th in points per non-garbage time possession, according to Cleaning the Glass. But when Luka's on the floor, they're scoring at a rate that would beat even top-ranked offense in the league, the Rockets. And here's where it gets really interesting. Defense. That's where the results of his off-season training are really starting to show up. Doncic capped his performance against the Spurs with a career-high tying 5 steals. His block rate, steal rate, and defensive rebounding rate are all sitting at or near career highs. Luka dominating offensively, that's expected at this point. We know what he can do. But this version of him, actively locked in on defense, reading passing lanes, jumping into gaps, forcing turnovers, that's what's shooting him up the MVP ladder. Even his teammates are noticing the difference. Speaking about Luka's defense, Rui Hachimura said, "I've never seen him like that, but he's trying to be more aggressive on defense, and that's what we need from him too." Marcus Smart, when asked to describe Luka's start to the season, summed it up in one perfectly imperfect word: fantasticness. And Luka himself put it best. That's the whole point, trying to help the team win. Sometimes it's scoring, sometimes it's other things. And he's done all of it and then some. The Lakers are sitting at 7-2 right now, 2nd in the Western Conference behind the defending champion Thunder, who finally took their first loss of the season in Portland. All this despite Doncic missing 4 games, despite LeBron James not having played yet due to sciatica, and with Austin Reeves missing a couple of games with groin soreness. But as long as Luka keeps playing like this, and the role players just do their jobs, the Lakers won't just stay afloat until LeBron comes back, they'll keep winning. The league's best teams better take notice, because this Lakers squad is going to be a problem. A team that can run you off the court with Luca pick and roll game and actually get stops on the other end, that's a championship formula. They feared Luca might one day become the league's best player, but no one thought he'd do it like this. On the biggest stage, in the biggest jersey, with a vengeance. This is more than Luca's redemption arc, it's the beginning of a new dynasty. And the NBA, they're out of time. Hit that like and hype button if you think Luca's out for blood this season. Hit subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. And if you enjoyed this video, check out one of these ones on your screen now.